pride is shining bright. Voices strong and morning light. Matt and Tyler take the mic, telling stories every night.
All right, welcome back to the Nampa School District Podcast. This is episode 7 already, which is crazy to think about. And in this podcast, we bring you the latest updates, stories from within our schools. And we want you to not forget, or don't forget. How am I saying that? I don't know.
I mean, same thing.
I'm just excited for this conversation. I mean, let's be honest here. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast, Spotify, Apple, wherever else you might be listening to us. My name is Tyler Keefe, and alongside me is my co-host, Matt Sizemore. Matt, how are you on this fine Tuesday morning?
Pretty good, Tyler. Thanks as always for asking. And I need to know how to download that intro song, by the way, and just make it my ringtone, because that's amazing. I completely forgot about that. Thank you to AI for making that and eventually taking over the world, I'm sure. This is how Terminator started, so that's fun. But yeah, I'm very excited today. Special guest, third AD in a row,
yes,
I believe.
Yes.
That is awesome. So we're covering all the bases. Today, the one and only Mr. Eric Bonds, Skyview's AD. How are you, sir?
I'm good. Thanks for having me today. Saved the best for last.
Ooh, them are fighting words.
That's right. You let them know you said that, too.
Yes, I will. And I'm sure they're going to let me know they heard it.
Well, it's so good to have you here today. A lot to go over, and first off, I want to just chat with you, kind of how we started with everybody else. Tell us a little bit about your background, how it all started for you to get to where you are now.
Oh, wow. Well, grew up in L.A., and then from L.A. wound up in Oregon at Southern Oregon University, played football there. From there, worked for Foot Locker, so I'm an original sneakerhead. I had all the original Jordans back from '88.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So original sneakerhead until my boys got the same size shoe that I wear, and then I haven't seen those shoes since.
No, vintage gone.
Yeah. But, worked for a Foot Locker for a while, worked for Nike for a while, worked for Reebok for a while, and met my beautiful wife, and we had a long conversation, and she's like, if you really want to coach and teach, let's get after it. So we got after it and left. We went from Oregon to Colorado, Florida, back to Oregon.
Wow.
So then when we got back to Oregon, that's when I went back to school to get my teacher certificate. And from there, the rest is history. Became a teacher, coach in Oregon for a while. And then we moved here. We've been here for going on 21 years. And been at Skyview the whole time. Always about Skyview. I will always be a Hawk.
There you go.
So been there for now. But I think been AD for going on about 10 years. So, yeah.
I got to ask, all the moving you were doing, was that all for coaching?
No. Actually, when I was working for Foot Locker transferred me to Colorado. Okay. And then I left Foot Locker to work for Reebok. And then they took us to Florida. Okay. And then when I left, we left Florida. I worked for Nike for a little while in Bend, Oregon.
Okay.
And then when we were in Bend, Oregon, that's when I went back to school. So we were in Bend for about 7-8 years before we moved here.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So we won't talk about my dad's shoes. My nice New Balance shoes, those are fantastic. I mean, they're no Jordans, but they're comfy.
Hey, it depends on the New Balance. I mean, New Balance is making a comeback. You got New Balance, Asics. It's just Nike's just not running the game anymore.
Oh, man.
There's a lot of New Balance. There's quite a few New Balances in there. And then you got, they're going into football now. They're big into baseball.
Yeah, yeah.
So they are in basketball. I got Kawhi Leonard in basketball. I have a pair of his championship shoes at home that my son gave me. So they're pretty nice. So, yeah, between my 2 boys, actually 3 boys, we got a serious shoe collection.
Wow.
Yeah, my youngest son, I think he'll deny this, but okay. I think he's leading the game.
Huh.
I think he's got the game one between the 4 of us.
So are you a collector then that keeps it in the box and barely ever they see the light of day, or no you just wear them and you love your shoes?
I bought them and I'm wearing them.
Okay.
Yeah, so my sons, they kind of frown at some of those, but I'm like, hey. But they seem to wind up on their feet too. So
Okay, so you're just wearing different pairs on different days. Always got something to match with.
If you ask my wife, yes.
Okay.
I coordinate very well. And the last month of school, I wore a different pair of shoes every day.
Oh yeah.
Did you repeat any?
Wow.
No, did not repeat any.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Where do you keep these?
I'll show you my shoe closet.
Okay. It's not the garage?
No, not the garage. I got a shoe closet.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So diving in to Skyview now. So last year and truly the past, 4 years, your volleyball team has been kicking butt. Let's just be honest, 4 times straight, state championship.
Oh,
You've
wow.
had multiple Gatorade Player of the Years from Idaho, one of which is going to Oregon now.
Well, she left Oregon.
Oh, did she?
She's in Minnesota now. And then we have the all the Bowers are at BYU.
Yep.
But you got to push it back past 4 years. Because I think within the last, Murphy's going to kill me on this. I think it's either 7 to 9 years we've been in the championship game, whether we won or not, but we've been in the championship game, whether it's 4A or 5A.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just dominating. And what there was a stat that I read, and correct me if I'm wrong here, where this past year, so the class of 2024, those senior girls never lost a tournament. What's it?
A match.
A match, yes.
They never lost
oh my gosh.
a conference match.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive. Just this last year?
This graduating class of 24 never lost a conference match.
Wow.
In the 4 years.
Oh my
4 years,
gosh.
Yeah, it's
Are
pretty
they
cool.
just all going to big colleges then? Or
Well, it's spread out. We have at one at Minnesota. We got the
Yeah.
Bowers sisters are at BYU. We got Karen Murphy. She's at Dartmouth.
Okay.
Our JV coach, Mr. Iyer, his daughter's, oh, man, I can't even pronounce the school, but she's going to a high academic school.
Great.
And he's going to kill me because I don't know that name. But, they're kind of spread out. We got a couple at NNU. So they're spread out. They're
Okay.
really spread out, yeah.
Gotcha. So let me ask about volleyball because I'm still relatively new to the district. So it's great to be finding out. I'm a huge sports fan, finding out about all this. 2-part question. Number one is Skyview volleyball one of the ones that is moving up to 6A, or are they staying in 5A?
They're moving up to 6A.
They are.
Just our volleyball team is moving up to 6A, yeah.
Okay, gotcha. How do you feel? With those kind of that championship run, does that just make sense?
Yeah, Coach Murphy and I, we had a long talk. We spent a couple months talking about it. And, I think it makes sense for us to go up. You talk to the rest of the Valley, I don't know. If you're at the new 5A, you're like, yeah, go. If you're at the new 6A, you're like,
Yeah.
So, but, we're the girls, they're human. They're going to be fine. They're going to go up there, they're going to compete. You never. It's hard to say if you're going to be still as dominant as you were, but there's some good teams out there. Eagle has a great team. Hawaii's loading up, so there's going to be some good teams. It's going to be great competition, but that's what you want. You want
of course.
competition. You just don't want something you're just going to kind of roll through and.
Yeah, you want to be the best of the best.
Yeah, you want to play the best of the best, and then if they beat us, they beat us. If we beat them, we beat them. And you move on, you go to the next match. So,
Gotcha.
but it'll be fun. It'll be fun. We're pretty excited for volleyball.
Good.
Moving up, yeah.
And second part of that, what is it? Is it the coaching, or what is it about this volleyball program that is that is keeping it so consistently good?
I think. I know our coaching is very good. I think Coach he's probably one of the best volleyball coaches in the state. And I'm going to go as far as saying on the West Coast. I think he's really good. But he also has a great feeder program. Crush, they do a great job with having girls come through that program and, feeding into us. But those girls, they don't just feed Skyview. They go to a lot of other schools as well. So I think, that the volleyball world is a lot about the club world. So if you have good club teams and they feed right into your program, you're generally going to have a pretty good team.
Gotcha. So what other big activities or fall sports? What else is going on in Skyview that people can look forward to?
I think on the 29th will be our first home football game. I'm excited for football. Coach Robinson did a great job last year making the playoffs. He had a great run. I think I'd have to look back at the record books, but he might have had the most successful year for a first-year coach in Skyview football history.
Great.
Yeah, so that was pretty awesome. And then it's going to be exciting. We got some pretty good players coming back from last year's team. Lost a few good ones, but we have some pretty good ones still part of that team. So our first home game will be the 29th. It's a Thursday. So come on out and watch that. And our soccer teams, we're really excited for soccer. Both teams were both really young, and they got some young players coming in, but we look for them to compete, at the new 5A level as well. So it's gonna be pretty good. I think it's gonna be a good fall. I think it'll be a good fall for high school, but for Skyview more importantly.
Yeah.
Well, not only for sports, but I'll get yelled at for saying this, but also with dance and the other extracurriculars, even though dance is a sport, don't get me wrong, it's just you don't compete directly against someone else when you think sports. But your guys' dance team has been fantastic for years as well.
Yeah.
And it goes to what you were talking about, though, with the feeder programs, where they learn from a young age really what it means to be part of a team, work together, and then as they go through the system, get up to Skyview, it's like, oh, I'm still with my same group here, and then they just go and do what they do.
You know, we've had great success with our dance program, and we got our sights set on our crosstown rival. They're pretty good, so we got them kind of in our sights. But I think our dance program, has been really good over the years. We have our band director, Joe. He's going into his second year, and I just heard them playing the other day, and he's growing his numbers there. And then I tell you what, our cheer program, wow, I think we've doubled in size.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, we doubled in size, and Mrs. Oliver, she's doing a great job with cheer. So it's going to be it's going to be a good fall. You kind of get dance is kind of that thing they kind of get going in the fall, but they get going toward the end, but then they really kind of blow up in the winter. That's kind of their thing, and but you get cheered through the fall and the winter. So it's going to be some, I think for Skyview on a whole, our activities are going to be really fun. They're going to be fun to watch. Where our numbers are growing, which is what we really wanted, especially for band and for cheer, because they were kind of down a little bit. So they're coming back. I know our dance team is kind of getting built up again. So it's going to be a good fall. And I tell you what, I love all my coaches. They're great people to work with. They're just awesome. And I love them. I'm blessed to have the group that I do have and my head coaches. At Skyview, they're really good, and a lot of them have been around for a long time. We've had, when you start breaking down, how many have been around. I think our dance coach, she's been around close to 20 years.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. And our head football coach, he's been in the program for going on about 15 years. So it's pretty cool. And our volleyball coach, he's been around for going on 22 years.
Jeez.
Yeah. So, and then you get into winter sports, so we've been really blessed to have coaches that have been in the school for a long time. And that helps with a lot.
No, it's huge. And, speaking of, being around for a long time, so Skyview is not the oldest oldest high school, Nampa High is. But over the years, since Skyview opened in 96, I believe it was, there's been this awesome rivalry that has brewed just naturally. And now we have Columbia.
Yeah.
And so we've got three of them, but for the first time in a long time, all three of you are in 5A together. So they're actually going to play each other. And one thing we were talking about last week, I think with Carp, was having this like city trophy kind of a thing. So talk to us about that rivalry aspect and how it really does make all three of our schools better because now we're crosstown rivals.
Yeah, I think, for the city of Nampa, it's going to be huge. Because we went through a period there when I first got here, before Columbia opened up, it was us in Nampa. And I mean, there was some, I don't care what sport it was, that was it. That was, it was great. It was great intensity. I mean, the gym, if you're in the gym, it was packed. If you had a football game, it was packed. Soccer, no matter what it was packed. And then Columbia came on board, and then you kind of had that little triangle. So it was great, but I think it was huge for the city of Nampa. And then we went through that period of, Columbia and Nampa were 5A, we were 4A, and then we played each other in some sports, and it kind of died off, and those two kind of had a rival. But then it kind of flipped. They both came down, and we went up, and it was kind of that same thing. But now that we're all back together, you're gonna hear this a lot between sports across the board, city champs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We're the city champs. We beat them both, so that makes us, depending on the sport it is. And I think it'll be cool. And talking to Carp, and I think it's something we probably as ADs need to get together. It's like maybe at the end of the season, you just take just the varsity sports. Who won the most? Who had the most, and maybe that's your city champ for that year. Maybe they get a trophy and they hold on to it till the next year. So it'll be good. I know Carp is really good. We had he started a little thing called the Golden Net in basketball.
Yep.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool. And I think just us together, and I think the three of us work together really well anyway. So I think that'll help with the rivalry. But I tell you what, if you want to come see some packed gyms and packed stadiums, come to those games, whether it's us in Nampa or us Columbia or those two, it doesn't matter. It's really fun.
It is, and I was telling Matt about this last week is, 2 years ago, Skyview played at Nampa in Bulldog Bowl. Yeah. And like I said, it was packed. And there's just that different feeling. And that was a close game. I still remember that when Nampa came out and on top on that one. Yeah. And then last year, it was at Skyview, packed house, electric atmosphere, and again, close game.
Yeah.
Skyview came out on top.
Yeah.
And so it was one of those things where, for me, being able to take pictures on the sideline, it's a whole different experience because I'm right down there.
Yeah.
But for the crowd, you can see how crazy they get and how into it they get. And then after this end of the game, it wasn't like, well, I hate you guys. It's like, no, you're actually my neighbor. So,
Yeah.
Let's go out together.
Yeah, and with the Nampa School District, where you can take different classes on different campuses, those kids all know each other.
Yeah.
But that week of that game, though, it's like, okay, I'll talk to you after the game. But it's good, because there's been years when we haven't necessarily been, like, really at the top of the conference or anything. We might have been down here, but Nampa could have been up. But when you play that game, it's still close, and vice versa. And even with Columbia, and it's just, it's a big city thing. I mean, the parents get into it. The place is just packed, so it's fun. I mean, it just brings a great atmosphere. It's like, it's like watching Michigan and Ohio State, or better yet, Oregon and Washington. It's packed. A lot of people there, people enjoying it. Parents know each other. And, but I tell you what, I will tell you, way back when I first got here, it was very, very intense.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, we used to have to leave our lights on the football field that night after that game.
Yeah.
You never know. Whoever lost was probably going to do something to somebody else's field. But we haven't had anything like that, and hopefully nothing happens that to the this year or the future years. But it's fun because, like you said, when that game's over, those kids are hugging, they're talking, they're joking, they're laughing. Then that next week it's over and done with, and they talk about it. But it's really interesting to see when you're playing like Nampa or Columbia, and you have those kids on your campus on that Friday when they're walking through your school with their jersey on.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm sure it's the same thing when we go there, and it's like, whoa. But I tell you what, my oldest son, when he was playing for us, he wouldn't wear his jersey at other campuses. Because, he was like, no, I'm not wearing my jersey.
Really?
Yeah. He wouldn't wear his jersey. He just kind of he wouldn't wear it. So, but that's an intense rivalry.
For sure.
I think it's gotten better. I think, it's to a point where people, game week is game week. And then after that, it's all love. It's really cool. So
beautiful. And Eric, you've been around the area over 20 years now, been AD over at Skyview for 10 years. So you've seen a lot of kids come and go. You've seen a lot of kids go through sports programs, other activities. What, in your opinion, does that do for kids? How important are sports and other outside activities?
I'm going to speak for myself on this for a little bit. Had I not had, sports, or especially football, because I love football, but I also play baseball, I'm not sure I'd be where I'm at today, because that was an avenue for me to get through high school, but also was an avenue for me to go to college. And, I've talked to people before. If I had not had that, would I have gone to college? Probably. But I think having that, holding that, playing football, and you get into those routines, and you get, people are holding you to a certain standard, I think that was huge for me. But I think, at the high school level, I think, I talk to kids when freshmen come in, I was like, get involved in something.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be athletics. It could be band. It could be chess club. It could be, get involved in something, because once you have ownership in the school, or you have somebody, to really look up to, it's going to make school that much more fun. It's going to make it, you're going to get in, you're going to be more successful. So, I would say to all freshmen, when you get there, get involved in something.
Be part of something.
Yeah, be part of something. And, and a lot of times, we've had kids come through, when I was coaching football, they just wanted to be a part of a football team, because they just they had friends, and they weren't the most athletic, they weren't the most talented, they weren't the most physical, but they wanted to be a part of something. But they made a bunch of friends.
Yeah.
And then that's one thing about as an incoming freshman, whether it's football, basketball, whatever you want to do, whatever activity, whether, like I said, it could be band, it could be chess club. If you get involved in something like that, you're going to make a few friends. But then once you make those few friends, they're going to introduce you to more kids, and just going to kind of, blow up that way. And but I think any activities, any time you get involved, I think it's just going to be helpful for you. It's better than just going to school and then going home and get on PlayStation.
Yeah.
Or just get involved. Have something to do. Get extra curricular activities. Or just I think it's just great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I completely agree. Yeah. Just getting kids, like you were saying, there's that responsibility that comes with playing sports, especially in college and whatnot. And same thing with high school; you're required to keep up your GPA and whatnot. So, and then just being a part of something that's absolutely huge, right?
Yeah, I think it is. Once you're part of something, you don't want to let your friends down. You want to do the best you can, but that equates into other things and part of your life.
Yeah.
So. being on time, getting work done, doing things you need to do. And, but I think more importantly, when you're involved in something, your grades generally stay good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Gotcha.
So one thing this past year, as we all know, the Nampa School District's gone through a lot of change. 4-day week, try 6. I mean, you name it, we changed it basically, and all for my personal opinion for the better. When you really break things down, we know there's going to be that transition period. We know it's going to be rocky. It is what it is. But in the end, I think it's really meant to help a lot of different facets of our schools. Skyview's a little different because you guys also went through another change where you have a new principal.
Yeah.
As well as Will Barber. He's now the district activities director. But Dave Young coming in, he's got a lot of history at Skyview too. Yeah. So with him, it's a change, but it's not a big change. So how does that kind of impact what you do having the leadership at the helm?
Well, I think, with Dave coming in, Dave and I got here at the same time, so we've been here, we cut our teeth at the same time. But I think what you're going to get from Dave is he and Will, when you come in, and I've always say this, when you come in, don't come in to try to fill somebody else's shoes. Bring your own shoes.
Yeah.
And that's what Dave's going to do. So it's going to be good. It's going to be different. But not to say what Will did was bad or anything. What Will did was great as well, but it's just going to be different because Dave's going to put his stamp on it. It's going to be he knows the try. He spent time with the try, but I think it's all going to be a learning curve for all of us. That first month of school is going to be a learning curve. But I think Dave's going to do a great job. He's a great leader. Having coached under him in football, watched him rebuild our football program. I think it was 3 times. So he did a great job with that. He's a good communicator. He's a good people person. So, and he's already kind of got some things started at Skyview, which is pretty cool. So I think it's gonna be fun. But life is about change. Nothing's gonna stay the same. Things are constantly changing. So get on board.
Yeah.
Let's roll with it. But Dave's going to do a great job. We're excited, to have him there. But I think, just the school district, it's going to be, like you said, it's going to be a little rough going. But I think once we get the bugs worked out, it's going to be good.
And one of the things with the Tri-6 that a lot of people out there don't fully realize or understand is you get to see kids every day, every class. And because of how the schedule worked out, along with the new athletic turfs coming in, activity turf, however you want to phrase that, like 5th period can now be the marching band. They can actually have their class on the field where you don't have to worry about tearing it up, doing all that. Whereas before, it's like they were lucky to get 1 practice a month just because of all the different activities, but you had to keep the grass nice and neat and not torn up. So how does that aspect actually help and benefit the Tri-6 plus having turf where you don't have to maintain it?
Yeah. Oh, for me, because one thing at Skyview, we don't have a dedicated soccer field. So we played all our, soccer games inside the stadium. So our band teachers and I, we always went around. It was good, but it was like, okay, you only get so many times out on that field, because we were trying to keep it as nice as we could because there was times we went through a 6-day week, you take out Sunday where we had 9 events on our field.
Oh, man.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
It was a lot. It took a lot of wear and tear, and I did, and I did the best I could, I love getting out there taking care of grass. If I had my way, I would go grass, but I think with the way as much use that our field gets, I think the turf's going to be great, and then also, you get PE class to go out there, we're going to have some different events that, community can come in and use it, rent the fields and do some things as well. So it's going to be good. It's going to be, I think, with all 3 schools, I know the band teachers are all excited. They're really excited.
Yeah.
Then I'm sure the PE teachers got to be excited. You can go right out there, do some things, and you come right back on in. So as long as they keep the sunflower seeds, the gum off of it, it'll be okay.
Now, speaking of grass, there's this rumor out there, this legend that you'll actually go out there, or you would mow the grass yourself just because you enjoyed that time to yourself.
Yeah, that's not an urban legend. That's not an urban legend. Yeah, I'm a grass guy. I was that a guy in my neighborhood. When you walk past my front yard, you're like, whoa, okay. But what it was just to take care of. We wanted to give our football team and our soccer teams the best playing surface possible. So I would get out there, overseed it, fertilize, do everything we can, jump on the lawnmower. I tell you what, though, right about mid-August after we would overseed it, fertilize it in May. I think the most I would bag it up, and I think the most I've ever bagged up was 84 bags.
Oh, man.
I started at 7 in the morning, and I ended at 9 at night.
Oh, that's a day.
Yeah,
it's over a
it was
day.
Yes. My wife would bring me food and drinks. My boys would come out, and they would, I had my youngest son at the time. He wasn't even driving. I said, go get the truck.
Yeah.
So we got to load all these bags up, and he would just drive around, and we would just throw bags in the back. My one son would throw bag, one son would drive, and I would bag just throwing bags. So 84 was the most we got. But, it would get you out of the office, kind of let you think and be free and listen to some music. So,
Sure.
Yeah,
Get outside.
Cool.
Nice.
That was really cool.
Something I wanted to ask, and I should have asked you about this beforehand. We can cut this if need be. Do you guys have any like fundraisers or anything coming up?
Right now, like each team is doing some different things, but we don't have any big major fundraisers.
Okay, nothing specific.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll look into those because I'm always looking for ways to jump into fundraisers, help out with those.
Yeah.
So we'll see what Skyview's doing and their individual
Okay.
teams. Tyler, you got a random wild question for us?
Oh, I always have random wild
man.
question.
I know it.
Uh-oh, here we go.
I'm excited.
So you're originally from LA.
Yeah, Inglewood, California.
Inglewood,
And
okay.
Matt here
I'm
is
on the farm.
from LA.
Burbank, Glendale area.
Oh, okay.
So just north of you.
Yeah.
So now that In-N-Out is finally up here, in your opinion, because I do enjoy In-N-Out, but there's sometimes like, whatever. Is In-N-Out the ultimate burger, or is there somewhere else?
You're going to get a lot of people mad at us.
I love In-N-Out. And my boys and I, we have this discussion all the time. Because I remember when we would go to Utah for 7-on-7 tournaments, and they have In-N-Out. And I was like, all right, we would hit In-N-Out every time.
Yeah.
But I'm one of those guys, when I go to LA, I get In-N-Out. But I was like, when they started saying they were going to build one here, I was like, no, I didn't want one here. Because for me, it was a treat. It was like, oh my God, I'm going to California. I'm going.
The mystique.
I'm getting In-N-Out. I love In-N-Out.
Yeah.
Now, is it the ultimate burger? I got a place in Boise that's pretty good. I think they might have one of the best burgers I've ever had.
Where's this?
It's called Barbecue for Life.
Oh, yeah. Over on
Vista.
Yeah, Vista. That's right.
Their burgers are something else. But I love In-N-Out. And, the debate, there's always a debate. I always get people give me a hard time. I was like, but hey, I love In-N-Out.
Yeah.
I love it. I haven't been yet.
Oh, really?
Well, those lines are crazy.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
We'll go Saturday morning for breakfast, and it's actually perfect because there's
Yeah.
hardly anybody in there. Get your
Yeah.
burger, fries, and you're good to go for the day.
Yeah. So, can't beat a double-double.
Nope.
Some, yeah.
I'm with you.
Double's way to go. But I love In-N-Out. But I could have, if they didn't build it, I wouldn't have been upset. But I'm going to take advantage of it. There's one coming in Boise, too. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Nampa as well.
yes.
Yeah. So
Yes.
that'll calm down that Meridian line.
Oh, that one in Nampa. I tell you,
That one's going to be a nightmare.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't think they thought that one out right.
No.
Those lines, where they putting that thing,
Yeah, it could be rough.
it's going to
Matt,
be very rough.
What about you? Is In-N-Out the ultimate burger? Or you got a better spot?
It's the ultimate fast food burger. I'll say that.
Yes,
It's the
yes.
ultimate it's the ultimate drive-through burger.
Yeah.
It's the freshest ingredients. I grew up 4 blocks away from one. So, oh my gosh, the business I gave them when I was playing football back in the day.
Yeah.
I'd go 4x4s nonstop. For me, these days, even though I pay for it and I'm having heart pains and whatnot, I'll go 3x3 animal style, extra grilled onions, and put regular onions on it, and animal style fries as well.
So you have your own secret menu then?
Well, it's a little bit my own secret order. Yeah,
Can I go order the Bat Size War?
yeah, and they won't. They'll be like, What's happening?" But yeah, that's what I always do. Otherwise, I mean, you can get a lot of great burgers, like you were
Yeah.
saying. I've been to Barbecue for Life. I had their, I think, brisket mac and cheese once. Oh, that
Yeah.
was pretty phenomenal.
It's really good.
Have not had a burger there, but yeah, there's a lot of good, just regular burger joints. The things that they're doing in the Treasure Valley food wise,
Yeah.
I tell my friends about back home in the LA area because they tell me, how's life in Iowa? And I'd say, I have no idea. In Idaho, it's very good. Thanks.
Yeah.
And the food scene here is really good. You can get like gourmet burgers at most places.
The food scene is it's cranking up around.
Yeah.
It is really cranking up. There's a lot of good food down here. Around.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, if you're talking fast food drive-through, I'd say In-N-Out is probably king.
Yeah. I would agree with that.
I'm not going to debate it because I grew up in Washington, and In-N-Out for me was always, we went to Disneyland. The only time you can get In-N-Out. So it's a nice little treat.
Yeah.
Well, Eric, it's weird me calling you Eric because I would just call you Bonds.
Yeah.
But any final thoughts on anything or anything else you want to add that we haven't discussed today?
No, I think it's been a great conversation. But, like I said, I'm Skyview through and through. So for those who want to come out, get online, go to our website, see our schedules, come on out. We have a phenomenal theater. Mr. Beast does some great things there. So the theater get cranking up. We're more than just sports over at Skyview. So,
awesome. A true activities director right here.
Yes.
Matt, any final thoughts?
No, it's just great. Eric, I had met you once before, but it's great to actually chat with you. So thanks for coming in today.
With you guys. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. All right. It's been a pleasure. We'll talk to you soon.
All right.
No, it has been fun. And that wraps up episode 7 now of the Nampa School District Podcast. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Don't forget to subscribe wherever you listen. And until next time, we'll see you later.